pleased to this point, and coaches usually aren't pleased, but I'm trying to be very positive with our squad here. They're a young team, but I like they've got a pretty good demeanor about them. They got a pretty good attitude about them. They're learning to play on edge somewhat. I think that's important, especially defensively. So we've got some new guys that are slowly growing into their new roles because every year the team changes and roles change within the team as well. So I think we have several guys learning and growing into their different roles than they played previously. So that's been good. I think we are, I'm hoping that we are a team that's very balanced. We had a scrimmage 10 days ago with a Colonial League team, and we had played 10 guys. I think 6 of the 10 were in double figures. So I think we're a very unselfish team. Pass the ball pretty well, share the ball. So coaches are never really happy, but I gotta be honest with you, I kind of think that we've made some progress in some areas, and I think the guys are starting to gel and come around. So.
Looking for a big year out of Tillman, senior year, veteran guy, played a lot of games.
Yeah, he's played a lot of minutes. We've invested a lot. I think it's important for him to play well. I think he's had a very good fall. I think he's improved in every areas. I think his shooting has improved. I think his decision making has improved. He's a stronger guy. Good off season, good summer in the weight room. He's been pushed by the other point guards, so I think that's been good for him. It's been very competitive with our freshman point guard and Norris Fox and the other young guard, Aaron Briggs. So I think he's been pushed, and I think that's made him a better point guard this fall so far. And I'm hoping he has a great senior year as the other couple seniors we have on the team as well.
How do you replace the scoring of Worth and Brandon? That's 26 points a game.
It's a lot of points, and that's what we've spoke about. I think we've got to be a balanced team. I don't think anybody's going to step in and say, okay, I'm going to take Worth Smith's shots and I'm going to get his numbers. That's not going to happen. Worth Smith had those numbers as a senior. Same with Brandon Venerini. I think that we've got some guys that, he was hurt, Worth was hurt. We didn't respond to Worth's injury well early, but we were able to respond to Brandon Venerini's injury later on. I think Zach Fawn played pretty well. I think we've got some other guys that, Kendall Norris had a great fall for us so far as our senior, so that's been nice to see. So I think we're a different team, Bill. We're as I mentioned earlier in my opening remarks, I think we're a very balanced team. I think different guys can score the ball. I think we can explode for some different positions at different nights. Can score. I don't know if we're not going to make it up, but again, it's we only had one scrimmage. Scrimmage was positive. We scored on 80 points, the most we've scored in a while. But we have another one this Sunday, and so that'll be a better barometer after 10 days of practice to see if we've improved at all defensively, because we gave the other squad we played, William Mary, too many points. So I'll be anxious to see what we can do. I've preached to this team, it's not who's going to take worse shots or Brandon Venerini shots or their points. I've tried to preach to these guys about we got to be a great defensive team. We got to rebound the ball. We got to take care of the ball and get good shots. And we got to be willing passers out of the post. And I think our two posts, Will Kelly's played exceptionally well. I thought Ed Alladay has really improved, and both are willing passers out of the post. So we've really tried to concentrate working inside out this year and getting the ball inside much more than we have in the past, because I think those guys have had growth offensively in the post.
Last year when you sat down on media day, I think you had just lost Rizzo. How's he? And how's your health?
Yeah, I think we're okay. We lost Bryce Doolan the other day. He's got a shoulder. He's not going to practice again today. And he's a sophomore, young kid that's really starting to try to figure it out. And that's we're not sure what his shoulder injury is going to be right now. but he banged up his shoulder, so he's been out yesterday. He'll be out today. Won't do anything tomorrow. Try to come back Friday. But Mike Brown, our junior forward, has been out with a knee. He had a knee injury in the spring, and he had some surgery, and once we started to really practice and get after it, it's just started acting up on again. So he's going to revisit with the doctors and see what else they can do for his knee. He had a meniscus problem. Tim Abruzzo's starting to come around. He's not, he's not 100%. I think anybody with an ACL injury will tell you one of the things that you have to overcome is you got to gain some confidence. You got to mix it up. You got to fall on the ground. You've got to block out. You got to rebound. You got to get hit. You got to take a hit in the knee. And I think that's where he's at. He's improving weekly, I'd say, to that, working close to 100%, but it just takes some time. He had surgery November 13th last year, and so we're coming on almost a year and 2 weeks or so. He's running, he's catching, he's shooting, he's practicing, but his movements are one planet safe right now, rather than playing with a little more oomph to his game. But he's out there, which is nice to see.
What kind of step up do you need from, say, a guy like Anderson this year?
Yeah, Sean, I think, has been a very, very consistent player all fall. He's probably been a bright spot for us in a sense that he's been one of the most consistent guys all fall in practice. Really developing leadership abilities as well, talking on the floor. Improved his perimeter shot. He worked really, really hard in the spring and the summer with his coaching staff to improve his perimeter shooting. He can shoot threes now. He's really bouncy off the dribble, and we're posting. He scores around the basket. He rebounds offensively. He's really a kid that really loves to offensive rebound the ball. So we've turned him loose offensively to do that. He's been very solid for us. He's been very, very good for us. So again, it's young guys like that who played some last year. I think they're making a bigger jump into a new role. So he's going to go from a guy that started towards the end of last season, but a guy that we're counting on to be a consistent player for us day and night in and night out.
Start, or at least get starters minutes consistently.
Oh yeah, he's right there. No question.
How about Hogan?
Yeah, he's back in the, Jace, I think all freshmen, they go through, he started out like a ball of fire, and then I think the speed of the game and I think just the overall season kind of wore on him. But he's been much better this year. He's in the mix of playing as well. He can shoot the ball from 15 feet, 17 feet. He led us in rebounding down in William Mary. I think he had 9 or 10 rebounds. A strong kid. But again, he's a guy that's a sophomore who's trying to figure it out. We're throwing him in there. He's in the mix to play. Some days he looks really good, and other days he looks like a sophomore who hadn't played much. So it's kind of hit and miss. We're just hoping he continues to gain confidence and continues to improve, because he has some skill. He can shoot the ball, and he's a rebounder, and defensively, he's not where he needs to be, but he's working at it and trying to get there.
I was just counting up. Last year, 16 different guys got a start. Do you envision doing this again and giving everybody a chance, or do you think you'll be settling more on a?
Yeah, I think we've so far, Bill, we've been about 8 to 10 guys. We've got other guys sort of on deck in the bullpen that could come in if some things happen. If we get somebody injured or somebody starts to stumble, not play well, and I think that's part of. We got our third NAPS class now, which is nice to have. We got building some depth there, but we've been really 8 to 10 guys this fall so far in a rotation, with some other guys trying to fight and continue. We got a lot of competition, and that's been a good thing. Some days the separation isn't too wide, so I think that the guys are very, very they're just pushing each other, and that's that's what we need. We need competition. But do we want to start that many different lineups? No, we really don't want to. So we're hoping that we can settle in on 8 to 10 guys, and if we got to play 12 or whatever, we can do that.
And last year, of course, one doesn't make anything automatic this year, but is there anything to, just getting some kind of positive momentum vibe off that little stretch you were able to put together at the end? Would you win 6 of 11 or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't
got
even
to the
finished up.
quarterfinals.
We doubled our wins every year in the league.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if we'll double 8 to get to 16. I mean, we only lose a couple.
We'll take it.
But every year you start over. That's why I tried to tell those guys yesterday that because you won 20 last year, doesn't mean you're going to win any this year. You got to start over from 0. So we're starting over. I think we are a hungry team. Guys get a little taste of some success, winning a few games, winning some games in a row, having won a first Patriot League playoff game in a long time. So there's some things that we're trying to accentuate where we're not even close to where I want us to be, obviously, or this program. We want to be a team that can win the Patriot League and get to the NCAA tournament. So it's been baby steps. I think the injuries have kind of. Sometimes I look back, I'm seeing, geez, if Worth Smith had been healthy and Vetterini would have been healthy, we could have, 2 seniors, maybe we could have won, a few more games and put ourselves in a different position. But that gave the other guys opportunity, gave Fong an opportunity to play off the bench, gave some other guys some opportunity to play. Hopefully we'll be better for it. But, I think we are a hungry team. They practice really hard. They practice really, really hard, and they've got good competitive spirit. So that's something to start with, and that's a pretty good given. And so now we can build from there.
Freshman that you think can make an impact?
Hassan Abdullah,
Why?
point guard, very fast with the ball, strong, good leadership skills, can shoot, make guys better, can penetrate pitch. He's a young guy that's played very well in the William Mary scrimmage. Made some big shots for us. Just defensively, still trying to figure it out. And as Mike Erie will tell you, the freshmen, they go through sometimes here, especially they get to a point somewhere in January or February where they either catch their second win or they don't catch their second win. But right now he's been very good for us in practice and in one scrimmage game we had.
Any extra motivation with Army picked 4th and you beat them 3 times last year?
Yeah, I get, I think that one of the kids mentioned that to me, and we can't control where we're picked, and I don't, like I said, if this is, I think, I'm pretty optimistic with this team. I like to see our league then, if we are where we're supposed to be picked, I like to see the other guys ahead of us, and we will, 18 times. So, we're looking forward to the season, and the kids are excited about, playing again. We play James Madison on Sunday here, who's picked really high in their league. Looking forward to playing them and scrimmaging them, find out where we're at again. And then obviously we have Florida in 16 days. So, we got a lot of work to get there before the Patriot League season. But I think our kids are. I think our kids, I think they are playing on edge, Mike, a little bit. It's nice to see they're, some of their defensive stuff, they're playing on edge. And that's a credit to, the 3 seniors and junior class, and some sophomores are picking up the heat a little bit. So we're a much more physical team, too.
There were segments last year when Will literally took over games defensively. How much more has he improved on that to being able to give you that 25 to 26 nights a year?
Yeah, he's played well. Will Kelly's been pretty good. He was really good in the William Mary scrimmage the other day. We went to him late, and he scored like 4 or 5 straight points. Ran some stuff for him. We're at the point now where, hey, we're getting you the ball, you got to get something done. And so we're working inside out. And I think his counterpart, Big Ed, is sort of, he's starting to block a couple shots now during practice. So they're feeding off of one another. I like those 2 guys subbing for each other, and I like those 2 guys. We have them playing with each other now. So we're pretty tall lineup at times. And, you know, when we had in there last week, we had Doolin at the 2 and Sean Anderson at 3 and Ed and Will together. We were pretty long, and our zone looked pretty good. So we got some longer guys that we can throw in there. But Will Kelly's done very well, really talking, communicating on the floor. Skills have improved, free throws improved. Feels pretty good about himself. So we're hoping we can he continue to get better and better as the season goes on and gain confidence.
So you think he, Dunbar, and Noor are pretty solid as starters, or is not anybody locked anything down?
No, I don't think anybody's locked. I think Sean Anderson is pretty good at that spot. He's locked himself in. I think Willie's locked himself in.
Mm-hmm.
But the other guys are all clipping at their heels. You know, that's been fun to see and fun to watch. But I think Will's sort of solidified himself, and I think Anderson solidified himself. The other 3 spots, you know, Dunbar's got a good jump on Hassan Abdullah. But Hassan's going to play. I think he'll play. And I wouldn't even be put it past me to play his 2 kids together. So, trying some different things.
All right.
Anything else, guys? Okay. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Is Emmett back?
Yes, he's not in right now, but he is. Emmett is looks good, and comes in the morning for a while, and goes and does his cardiac rehab, and then comes back in the afternoon for practice. And so it's good to see him back, and good to have him back in the office with us, and as we're talking about some stuff, and have him on the floor. So you know, we're very happy to have him back in the fold and helping us.
Okay. So he's not back full time.
No.
Still doing some work.
Yes. Oh yeah, he's going to do some rehab.
Right.
Yeah.